Call meeting order. Oh, please rise. And I ask you to join me in a moment of reflection on the business that's before us this evening. And please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Clerk, please take the roll.
Alderman Basso.
Here.
Alderman Begley.
Here.
Alderman Violet.
Here.
Alderman Clifford.
Here.
Alderman Lewandowski. Alderman Key.
Here.
Alderman McGrogan.
Here.
Alderman McGovern.
Here.
Mayor, City Clerk, Treasurer, and Attorney are all present.
All right, no special presentations tonight. Under the consent calendar, we've got the approval of the City Council meeting minutes from April 5th, 2022. The approval of the payroll and voucher list for the period ending April 14th, 2022. Need a motion to approve a request from St. Alexander School for a special event permit to conduct their annual 5K Raider Walk Run on Thursday, May 12th, from 2022, from 5 till 7 on the designated route at Old Palos and Navajo subdivisions. And then a motion to approve the request for a special event for St. Cyprian Orthodox Church to conduct their annual Greek Fest on July 9th, 2022 and July 10th, 2022. Moved by Alderman Clifford, or second by Alderman McGovern.
I have a
Questions?
yeah. I did find in the minutes, there was a vote that we had regarding Republic that was recorded as 8 ayes and 3 noes. And
That's hard to do.
Yeah, it's impossible.
so I just wanted to make that note,
Right.
and perhaps we want to correct that.
So noted.
Must be Democrats in church.
I don't know, Tom.
So noted. With that correction, any other questions? Roll call.
Alderman Violet.
Yes.
Alderman Begley.
Yes.
Alderman Basso.
Aye.
Alderman Key.
Yes.
Alderman McGrogan.
Yes.
Alderman McGovern.
Yes.
Alderman Clifford.
Aye.
All right, we sold some sealed bids tonight. Just a couple of remarks tonight. On May 3rd at 11 o'clock at the Arrowhead Lake, there will be a ribbon cutting for the water reclamations project. There was a 30 years in the coming to help the drainage in the Westgate subdivision, old Westgate subdivision. So that'll be anyone's, can please come if you'd like. Then also on Saturday, April 30th, from 8 o'clock to 11:30 will be a e-waste event over at the municipal parking lot. We've had those in the past, but so that'll be from 8 o'clock in the morning. Actually, the trucks will be out there at 7:30, but the program itself will start at 8 o'clock. And then finally, just a point of information, about a couple hours ago, Governor Pritzker issued a updated mask guidelines. Note that no longer masks will be required in public transit, public transit hubs or airports. So that came about 2 hours ago. So not that a lot of it really affects us, but at least general public should be aware of that. Then I've got a couple of appointments I'd like to make. I request an approval to reappoint Steve Forsch and Rose Kubek to the Library Board for a 3-year term expiring on May 24th, 2025. So we'll
Second.
Moved by Alderman Clifford, second by Alderman McGovern. Discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. The request to reappoint John Sexton and Charles Dorr to the Police and Fire Commission for 3-year term expiring April 30th, 2025.
I'll make that motion.
Moved by Alderman McGovern,
Second.
by Alderman Clifford. Discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. And then a motion to approve reappointment of Gail Greenwald and Lisa Pasavento to the Recreation Advisory Board for 5-year term expiring on April 30th, 2027. Need a motion to approve that.
I'll make the motion.
Moved by Alderman McGovern. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Key. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And then earlier this evening, I had a liquor hearing. The 7-Eleven at 119th and Harlem is changing hands. It is now owned by a franchisee, and they are apparently retiring. And we've had a representative I met with from 7-Eleven Corporation, and they are going to be taking over the store itself and operating the store. So we need to, as you know, under our liquor license, the liquor license per se to the franchisee falls off, and that this will be a new liquor license for the corporate entity itself. So Gloria Wallace is here, the regional manager of 7-Eleven. If anybody has any questions, there was no objections at the liquor here in itself, but if anyone else has any questions of Gloria, she's here to answer those. If not,
It's just a change of ownership.
it's just a change of ownership to the corporate entity itself. So with that, I'll need a motion to adopt an ordinance amending the ordinance.
So moved.
Moved by Alderman Key, seconded by Alderman McGovern. Any questions? Roll call?
Alderman McGovern.
Yes.
Alderman Key.
Yes.
Alderman McGrogan.
Yes.
Alderman Clifford.
Aye.
Alderman Basso.
Aye.
Alderman Violet.
Yes.
Alderman Begley.
Yes.
All right. And that's the end of my report. Gloria, you're all set then, so thank you very much for coming earlier this evening. Treasury Report, I'm sorry.
Yep. I have a treasurer's report for the period ending March 31st, 2022. General fund began March with $4,593,797. Revenues for the month were $2,092,555. Expenses from the general fund were $797,473. Other source use, $2,055, giving an ending cash balance in the general fund of $5,886,824. Total of all city funds began March with $21,341,541. Revenues of $3,546,989. Expenses for March, $1,313,069. Other source use, $69,316. Giving an ending cash balance in all city funds of $23,506,144. That completes my report, Mr. Mayor.
Need a motion to approve the Treasury Report?
Second.
Moved by Alderman Clifford. Is there a second by Alderman McGovern. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Not on here, but City Clerk.
No.
City Attorney. No report. Any communications? Anyone? Alderman Violet?
Actually, I wanted to communicate with something that I read in the regional. We were informed a couple of meetings ago that the library was going to remodel, and they're spending over $1 million, in their remodel. In the regional, in the last edition, I was looking at the library programs coming up, and there was a story about a program at the Chicago Ridge Library, a bunch of upcoming programs at the Palos Park Library, and all the Palos Heights programs were virtual. All the children's programs, almost all the adult programs. I mean, why are all of the programs virtual? I mean, I went to the website and I looked up the library, and they make a big deal about the fact that, if you order a book, they'll bring it to you with the car, but it's like they don't want people going in, And I mean, when my kids were little, I spent a lot of time at the library and at the rec center, and the rec center is going strong, and the programs there are 100%. So I went to the calendar and I checked into May. All the programs in April and May are virtual. I'm wondering, is this some kind of holdover from COVID, or, I know that they're remodeling, they have a Pardon My Dust page, but even when they built this library, they moved their programs to, some of the storefronts near Ace Hardware. They still had programs.
I was just there 2 weeks ago, and I'll be back there tomorrow. The second floor is completely closed. That's why, more than probable, that is. I will verify it tomorrow and let you know.
But they have a first floor.
As far as the first floor goes, the first floor is in use, and it's open to the public. It's wide open to the public. There's people in there all the time. So, like I said, I got to go there tomorrow anyway, so I will verify it and double check and get back to you.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for, was for somebody to find out, because I think that the kids need to socialize. They need to socialize with their programs. Parents often use that opportunity to socialize with each other. And, I mean, we've been cut off from these programs because of COVID for a couple of years. And we really don't need much more of that. I mean, there is first floor space. There just doesn't seem to be any reason. And, the last time they rented space over, next to G. Knapp's bookstore.
But the only open space that's on the first floor of the library, or what I would consider on open space, would be the meeting room. So off to the right as you go in. I don't know. Like I said, I'll double check it and find out tomorrow for you.
Well, when they do story time, you're talking about, 10 kids and a librarian with a book. I mean, that space would be more than adequate for the kinds of kids programs we're talking about.
It's available. I mean, obviously, the second floor is the young adult and the kids'
Right,
space, but
sure.
I can address it with them.
Yeah, I would have to, that's a good catch, Dan. I would have to agree that, especially nowadays, because you hear so much about young kids and, even when you have your grandkids over and stuff, they're buried in these things and looking at stuff. And it gives, I think, the libraries are like one of the last areas that, people can, maybe your kids can really get out and, as you said, interact with other people and actually know what to do when they're in a library. So I think the last thing we want to see is all these kids just be totally computer driven, which is pretty much the way it looks to me. Like whenever you see them on airplanes and everything, they're all, just playing with this and that. Nobody's reading a book.
Yeah.
And anyhow, I think it's a great catch.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone else? Right. Citizens wishing to address council? Anyone?
You're older than I was thinking about.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Your name and address, please.
Okay, Michael Danberg, I'm at 6435 125th Street. The last meeting, you did discuss the Republic sewer or garbage service. I know you received a lot of phone calls.
I got some
Yeah,
letters.
because they didn't show up that week. It didn't show up on our bills. That too, on my recent bill, they added an administration fee of $6 and a fuel recovery fee of $67 onto my bill. Talked to my neighbors, 3 of them. They have the same service, the same cans. They were charged $140.75.
In addition?
No, that was their total bill.
Okay.
I tried to call Republic, the phone just rings and rings and rings.
Can you give it to David, our administrator, and we can check with him tomorrow?
I say, if you guys have another phone number, that we can
We'll
talk
find
to
out for you.
somebody.
Yeah, we'll find out for you, sure. I probably, thank you for bringing it to our attention. Sure, definitely.
thank
Thank you, sir.
That's what I expect.
Okay, any other questions? All right, committees, Finance Committee, Alderman McGraw?
No report, Mr. Mayor.
Public Safety, Alderman Basso.
Yes, Mayor, I have no items on the agenda. I'd just like to remind everyone to be especially alert now that we have a promise of spring weather coming finally over the weekend. I'm sure there'll be more people walking on the street, more bicycles out there, more children out there, so just be alert, be aware, and be cautious. Thank you. That's the end of my report.
Municipal Grounds and Property, Alderman Begley.
I just have a reminder that this evening, Mayor, the committee meeting for this particular committee will be held on Monday, April 25th at 7 p.m. Instead of the following day, which is the 26th. And then the meeting for the parking lot at Lake Catherine, that'll be held on Wednesday, May 4th, 4 to 6. That's an open house at the clubhouse there at Lake Catherine. Nothing further.
Great, thank you. Planning and Zoning, Alderman McGovern.
Mayor, the only thing I have tonight is the planning and zoning meeting for April the 26th is going to be canceled. And the next meeting will be on May the 24th. That's all I have for tonight.
Alderman Key, Recreation.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. First item, I'd like to make a motion to approve Zinner Landscaping proposing an amount of $78.40 for spring and fall cleanup at various parks, the swimming pool, and the rec center.
Moved by Alderman Key, is
Second.
seconded by Alderman Violet. Discussion. Roll call.
Alderman Violet.
Yes.
Alderman Key.
Yes.
Alderman Clifford.
Aye.
Alderman Begley.
Yes.
Alderman McGovern.
Yes.
Alderman Basso.
Aye.
Alderman McGrogan.
Yes.
And then I'd like to make a motion to hire Sertoma, Inc. in the amount of $900 monthly for general cleaning of 4 washrooms in Community Park from April 1st to October 31st, 2022.
Moved by
Second.
Alderman Key, second by Alderman Violet. Discussion. Roll call.
Alderman Key.
Yes.
Alderman Violet.
Yes.
Alderman Clifford.
Yes.
Alderman Begley.
Yes.
Alderman McGovern.
Yes.
Alderman Basso.
Aye.
Alderman McGrogan.
Yes.
I'd like to make a motion to hire Levin Landscaping for the quote of $45.60 to provide playground safety mulch and blown-in surface at Pastorelli Park, Myers Park, and Crawford Park.
Moved by Alderman Key.
Second.
Second by Alderman Violet. Discussion. Roll call.
Alderman Begley.
Yes.
Alderman Clifford.
Aye.
Alderman Key. Sorry, Alderman Key.
Yes.
Alderman McGrogan.
Yes.
Alderman Violet.
Yes.
Alderman Basso.
Aye.
Alderman McGovern.
Yes.
I'd like to make a motion to approve agreement between Parks and Rec Department and Experimental Station for participation in the Link Up Illinois Link Match Grant Program. This has to do with the farmers market.
Moved by Alderman Key. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Violet. Discussion. Roll call.
Alderman Violet.
Yes.
Alderman McGrogan.
Yes.
Alderman Key.
Yes.
Alderman Basso.
Aye.
Alderman Begley.
Yes.
Alderman Clifford.
Aye.
Alderman McGovern.
Yes.
And then finally, I'd like to make a motion to approve Hacienda landscape proposal amount of $19,461 for pool ground landscaping project.
Moved by Alderman Key.
Second.
Second by Alderman Violet. Discussion. Roll call.
Alderman McGovern.
Yes.
Alderman Begley.
Yes.
Alderman McGrogan.
Yes.
Alderman Key.
Yes.
Alderman Clifford.
Aye.
Alderman Violet.
Yes.
Alderman Basso.
Aye.
And the reason that that last one is so expensive is because by the pool, we're having a number of trees removed. Also, there's the pine trees are dying, just dumping needles. It's causing a problem with the filtration system and all kinds of other problems. And so old landscaping trees have to be removed and then replanted and stuff. So, and that concludes my report, Mr. Mayor.
Super. Alderman Clifford, roads and construction.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Move to award the 2022 MFT Road Surface Program to Lindell Brothers for their low bid of $402,135.95.
Moved by Alderman Clifford. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Basso. Discussion. Roll call.
Alderman Basso.
Aye.
Alderman Clifford.
Aye.
Alderman McGrogan.
Yes.
Alderman Violet.
Yes.
Alderman Key.
Yes.
Alderman Begley.
Yes.
And
Alderman
just a
McGovern.
note that this
Yes.
is well under budget.
Motion carries.
And next, motion to approve intergovernmental agreement with IDOT for the state-maintained traffic signals on state highways within the corporate limits of the city of Palos Heights.
Moved by Alderman Clifford. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Basso. Discussion. Roll call.
Alderman Clifford.
Aye.
Alderman Key.
Yes.
Alderman Violet.
Yes.
Alderman Begley.
Yes.
Alderman McGovern.
Yes.
Alderman McGrogan.
Yes.
Alderman Basso.
Aye.
And it's in my report.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Alderman Lewandowski's not here tonight. I don't know if anyone has anything. If not, move on to water and sewer by Alderman Violet.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The only thing I have is the regularly scheduled meeting next Tuesday. The April 26th at 6:30 will be canceled. And the committee will meet again in May.
Great. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Special committees, Alderman Key.
No report, Mr. Mayor.
All right. Cable TV, Alderman McGovern.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I just got to, first off, I want to say thank you to you and Mayor Bennett from Palos Hills. Okay? Apparently you got together with the cable TV studio and you decided to turn around and look into Moraine Valley and Trinity College and the two high schools in the area, turn around and get some interviews from the students and everything else.
Right.
It turned out to be a wonderful job.
Good.
It worked out really well. As a matter of fact, everybody in the back told me I had to give you two guys some kudos for it. Okay?
Okay.
Outside of that, because of it, you actually increased the volume of people watching the shows on the YouTube. You went from I think it was from 40 to over 120.
That's because all the kids want to watch the kids.
That's it. That's it. Reminds me of when we were all kids, we were all watching, we all had to listen to WLS on the radio.
That was one of the tricks you used to do when you used to run business expos for the chamber. You always had the performing kids do like acrobatics and, tumbling, because the parents all came and you got more people to show up at the events.
So there you go. So anyway, you guys did a good job.
All right, thank you. That's it. Old business, anyone have? Citizens wishing to ask any questions? Any new business?
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, sir.
I have a question.
Yeah.
At the conference of mayors meetings that you go to, is there any discussion when they decide to, like, it might be through IDOT or whoever makes the decision on the bridges? I've had people stop me, like at the Jewel and a couple of places, a couple of phone calls, that the people that work north of the bridges, like when they're coming back, I haven't had to experience this myself yet, but I guess there's, since the 104th Avenue isn't closed,
Pretty much closed.
I think they're working on a couple of the other bridges.
Ridgeland and 104th are working.
Yeah, and I think at LaGrange Road, it's down to a lane in each way or something. And so people are saying that there's quite a big backup. And I know we've talked about this before, but why did they do, why do they do all the bridges kind of like in unison, like where, not all of them, but many of them in the same area at the same time? Because, I mean, fortunately I haven't had to go too far north, but people are saying when they're coming home from work, they're scrambling and trying to find shortcuts, like, take Southwest Highway to 111th over to, I mean, it's just interesting. And I just didn't know, could the mayors ever say, why don't we just do one at a time?
Well, I think what they're doing this year, they're doing 104th and they're doing Ridgeland. That'll leave Harlem and LaGrange Road still open, I think. And then last year they did Harlem Avenue, so that's,
Yeah.
why they're doing 104th.
I think that would have worked if they would have kept LaGrange open both ways.
Yeah.
I mean, and actually the trick to get on there right now is stay on 83 to merge in, because otherwise it backs up almost to 123rd.
Yeah.
Going north.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we don't have a lot of control over it, but I will pass on your.
I mean, it just seems to be poor planning.
Sometimes logic doesn't appear with the
Well,
state.
that's true. I forgot about the state of Illinois.
Actually, those are the county.
For some added misery, they're repaving Harlem from Archer up to 111th.
Yeah.
On that side, so you can stay away from there too.
Yeah, stay off Harlem altogether.
Yeah, from Archer to 111th. Route 83's got utility work going on from about 70th Avenue down to past Oak Park. The corner of the bridge is backed up over at 127th and Central. They're doing corner and utility work, and the intersection of 127th is going to have some redo work. So no matter which way you go, it's going to take you some time.
Well, as they say, in Illinois, there's winter and there's construction season. So this
One lasts longer than the other sometimes.
Right. So, all right.
I think I'm gonna put some air in a tire in my bicycle.
Good idea.
I guess it's one way to trap all our residents on this side of the river.
Right. Keep them over here.
I'd invest in one of them new air cars.
All right. Anything else? Entertain a motion to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?